contact.
We're going to move on to the PEP filter, but before we do that, a question was asked about how to identify the pump if the tag is removed. On every single volute, there's a casting number. This one's right back here. It starts with a P number. That P number is going to tell me what the inlet size, outlet size is, and that's going to identify the series of pump and the model of the pump with that set. Another thing you're going to want to grab, if that tag is removed, grab the horsepower. That's going to identify what size seal it's going to be. So with a combination of that volute and the horsepower, they can get you certain parts. The only thing they won't be able to get is the impeller because that's trim per flow. So if you need an impeller, you're going to actually have to pull it out, measure the diameter, so provide the casting number, the horsepower, and the diameter of that volute. And that should be able to get anyone anywhere they need to be. All right, moving on to the PEP filter.
This is
go ahead.
This is basically your filter for the system. It is a rock and sand pebble combo. It'll just basically right now you could set it at any time of flushing and dumping. What it does is it settles in your system water. After I think we have it set for 12 hours, it automatically turns on, shuts, and opens up to the plumber connection, which refills the system when we're dumping. So you never leave system water out. You're always remaining full and under pressure.
So it dumps every 12 hours?
Right now, you could set it for whenever you want. You can do an hour, you can do 5 minutes, you can do 24 hours.
Has the loop been tested for treatment and chemical?
Yes. That is numerous times.
Right on money.
It's called a cat's ass, if you want to call it. Yes, it's chemical guy's been here. We have all the paperwork for the system. It's been running, always tested. We cannot, with the phases we've been building, I couldn't have opened up the other systems until I knew this was right. So we always check and clean. There will be, when this is done, the chemical guy will always be in contact with you guys, making sure the system, whatever you guys work out with chemical, he is coming today. You get your schedule from him. He checks every 3 months, whatever, it's up to you guys. For the backwash, if you want to see if it's, this is how the operation works. Say it is the 12th hour, okay? All of a sudden,
you can watch on the position here. These positions are going to change. One's going to close, one's going to open.
Backwash. There you go. So it's the 12th hour. This is the cycle you will see. Right now it's closing to our hot water loop that's in the water pot. This is in and out of our water system. Now this is opening to the fresh water that's going to come in from the plumber, but now dump to get out the debris or cleaner that was in the system to make sure you can see the inhibitor that's in the water. This will, and I believe it runs on a 3-minute cycle. So it'll just dump.
That drains a little slow. Can you pull that grate off there?
You can. It's your job,
No, but I won't be able to pull the grate off of there because somebody put the
I left you guys a $1,000 valve. So this will run for 3 minutes. You guys will never lose pressure. It'll help treat the system. The only question I have for you guys, and I really think you should bring it up to the chemical guy, and I don't care if it's on the record record or not, when we dump, you're dumping, this is what it's operated for. They had an issue over at Shapiro with this. You're dumping inhibitor and adding clean water. Okay, where's the inhibitor added? That's a question that you guys need to ask. Because I don't want fingers pointing back at me because we've been running this and right now we're okay, but in time, the amount of inhibitor you're dumping and then all the ones, and then all the, it
just keeps the dust down.
Exactly.
Pretty big into drain back there.
Yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's not backing up because
you might want to get with the plumber.
But you can see how much chemical you're wasting every time. I mean, it's
So
having
right now it just went to close, and maybe that's why you never see water on the floor, because it probably dries out. Maybe you want to have the plumber check out your drain. Now it closes, we refill, and you're back turned on to the system.
Okay, what do you got to replace the rock and sand?
You don't have to, you don't have to replace anything. You got to just have your plumber check out your drain, and you need to ask the chemical guy or the engineer if we're dumping inhibitor
Yes.
and we're adding fresh water.
There it goes again. Well, that's going through the filter system, right? The inhibitor and shit. So, I mean, you can put that in drain, correct?
You know what?
Or is that a
I
hazard?
bet you a lot of the rain last night's doing this. So go ahead.
Is that a hazardous chemical you put down the drain?
The inhibitor? I don't know. It goes to dump. No, it's not, Kurt. Because you're dumping in the inhibitor is not. This is just to maintain a clean water.
You don't have to change the sand or rock.
No, no,
That's permanent.
that's permanent.
Yes.
What's the frequency of the backwash now? What is it set for
12 hours.
every 12 hours?
It's what you want. It's what they want. We could put it to an hour. Like I said, we could put an hour, 24 hours.
What's the manufacturer's
Recommendations. It all depends on the system.
It's what you guys.
It's what you want and the size of the system.
Yep. Depends on how dirty your system is too. And it's a very variable question.
This is a closed loop, so I wouldn't worry about it. Right now you're getting. Well, right now you can tell that's the water table. There's a lot of water in your guys' pipe.
And the question was asked, you're losing water, you're adding fresh water, which brings in air, but that should be taken out through your air vents and air separators. There is an air vent on here, but that's more for startup, making sure we get all the air out of here. We
Out of the
fill
tank.
Yep, exactly.
Judge.
If you think you're trapping air in there, you could do a quarter turn and it's going to shoot to the ceiling, but stand back. You can see inside the unit here. This is your disconnect. The only major component in there is the timer. It's a push and pull tab that goes ahead and lets you know when it's going to turn on and how long it's going to run.
You'll always say you got your gauge at the bottom to maintain your pressure in the system. Right now you're at about, I don't know, 40, exactly what that is. So you're maintaining system pressure. You have, like I said, you're tapped into the RPZ from the plumber, and you have check valves on it. You should be good to go. It's maintaining itself.
And the rock and sand is lifetime.
It's like, well, yeah.
Supposed to be.
Yeah, it is.
What do you recommend on cleaning if they need to? Do they need to?
It doesn't say, the O&M never says you have to replace that medium. And the ideal is you're flushing it out. You're agitating it, you're backflowing it all. It's taking all the mess out of there and doing it. However, there is a handhole on here.
Yeah.
And you could, it wouldn't be a bad idea to annually inspect it and see what condition you're in there. There's a handhole gasket in here. Just unbolts, turns, comes up the gasket.
Is this the only isolation for the tank?
No, you have isolation back on the main where it comes from. So if you had to.
The reason why this is like the same setup as your boiler system at Shapiro. Is this like the same filtering system
Looks like they
like
maybe had
Shapiro?
there.
And they've already had to replace the stone.
No, not the stone. Like you're talking about.
What would we be looking for if we took the handheld out? What would we look for if there's an issue? There's a heavy scum on the top. What are we looking for if we are looking inside the tank?
That kind of depends on what's in your system and what you're filtering through here. But it should look like gravel and sand in there. If it has a big, thick gray or black or white, I can't tell you what's in your system. But if there's a thick layer of scum built on there, that's something you might want to address and look at changing the filter.
There's any scale?
Yeah, things of that nature. And that's really depending on what's in your system, what inhibitor they're using, what your quality of water is coming in when they fill it. I mean,
The
that's
good news is that the water that you see right there, it's clear. The system's not murky, chocolate. It's clear red, which the inhibitor is a dye. That's all the inhibitor is. The reason why you see red is just a dye to say, hey, we have chemical treatment in this. There is clear, but we want to make sure we see it. So, I mean, just looking at it, I know you guys got a clean system. You guys are on my ass all the time, and I got to make sure it's properly prepared.
If it's doing a blowdown and it looks murky, that's probably an indication.
If you have, exactly, if you have, I mean, you could even take a bottle test or a little cup test when it spits out, boom, take a look at it while it's doing its run. You can do a backwash test and just take, but right now you're just seeing it sit there. It's clear as day.
There's nothing in it now.
Right.
And that doesn't, if it's murky, it doesn't, you know, if there's something building up and it's murky, it's doing its job. It's just how often is it murky? Because it is supposed to get rid of that, and that's the idea of, you know,
right.
behind it.
If you did 3 blowdowns, like a mango
Yeah, you
blowdown,
might want to open her up and look at her. Cause,
I would agree.
it starts off murky, that means it's clear. Then
And it should be like this. I'll be honest with you, it should be like this every time. This is a closed loop. And this is not tapped into another loop. This is its own system. It should never really, if you got the right chemical treatment, it should look like that every time. Pot feeder's right behind it. The chemical guy will go over that. We have him today, but I might as well not speak for him. Let him talk about it. Equipment-wise, if we want to talk about, since we're in the mechanical room, do you guys want me to talk about the system?
No.
All right. You say no?
So he's done.
Are you
Done with
done?
this. Do you have any questions on that?
Yes, anyone have any questions, I guess, besides what's been asked?
That was normal, that the backwash didn't work?
Yes, that was
You had to
normal
shut it
duration of
off.
backwash.
No, you had to shut the power off when they
It was a reset.
reset.
Don't hit it again because the water table and your plumbing lines.
You're not water?
Yeah. So basically, we have the condensate pump, we have the PEP filter, we have the pumps, and all 3 of these. Is there any sub questions, anything at all? Is there any other equipment that you had down here? Any heat exchangers? No. There's other equipment.
In this
he had.
room, I don't believe so.
We're done.
Well,
Is there any more questions on this system here?
you guys want to know how it flows, so we don't have to come back here. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Your hot water system.
That
In this
completes our
tunnel here in
training
the
on the
corner.
PEP
This
filter
is where your
system.
80-pound steam comes in. You have an isolation valve for your main system. It comes in right here. You have an isolation valve. This is your 5-inch. That goes all the way over to the pool. Okay? I just had to tap this in. I really don't know much about that line. But my system, it starts and ends right here. You have a problem, your main shutoff 10-inch valve is right here. You go through your steam separator, making sure we're getting clean, straight steam coming out. You have a trap off the bottom of it. Off the top end, it's a main 10-inch line that runs all the way down and it goes over to your steam station. You have a steam meter in line with this, with the proper dimensions of reading steam for your office. Make sure how much you're getting in the winter, how much you're getting in the summer. That is maintained also by controls. I don't even know if there's even a reading on it these days. I know you guys are reading it through Johnson or through your system you got. Let's see. No, okay, let's take a walk over. Well, let's follow the steam. We're going to take a walk over by the steam station. So we'll just follow out Pat that way.